What's cracking lacking? 2 days in a row, your boy's going live. Oh man, but this time I'm fired up, okay? And the reason why, well, I was fired up yesterday too, but I'm really fired up tonight because I just went to church. I haven't been to church in like 2 months. For good reasons. I was playing in a basketball league, which we lost in the championship. It's all good though. So we're gonna get it back anyways, but I miss church a lot, and tonight's message was like something that I needed to hear so badly. So I felt inspired to share with you guys because I was in the room and listening to Judah's message. I go to City Church, by the way, for any of you guys that want to go, Beverly Hills. And I was just sitting in the room and I was like, man, like I wish so badly that everybody on this earth could hear this message right now. Like I wish everyone was in this room to hear this because it was so good and it was so applicable and it was so relatable and it was so just needed for everybody to literally like just immerse themselves in this message. Okay, so I'm gonna stop talking about it. I'm actually going to tell you guys exactly what I got because there's so much, and I'm gonna post this so you guys, hopefully if you aren't able to jump on live on Facebook and on Instagram. So but the message was basically from, I believe it was Philippians, and he was reading the Bible, and it just talked about how we live like everything is based on the past. Basically, the title of his message was "There's only one way, and it's forward," right? And so, if you think about your life and how everything's going right now in this very moment, and all your thoughts and everything that you're worried about or that you have to do or achieve or anything is usually based on something that's already previously happened, right? And so we act like tomorrow is going to be based on what happened yesterday or the day before or 5 years ago or 10 years ago, when in reality it's actually whatever you want it to be. Like tomorrow hasn't happened yet we live like tomorrow's going to happen like today or yesterday, right? And so his message was so good because I'm like, I've heard this before, I know this is true, I know you have to let go of stuff, but why is it that we hold on to everything, whether it's emotions or grudges or things that we've experienced, and we let it like hold us down and hold us back from all of our goals and dreams and really the ultimate goal of having endless relationships with people all across the world, right? Strangers, people you don't even know, but you can literally like connect with because you're not worried about what's happened or who, might have like judged you or who might have like bullied you when you were younger or whatever. It could be whoever cut you off at traffic and you put so much energy into it, so now you show hate to someone else today, right? Like it's stupid little stuff like that. Let me just read you my notes, I guess, so that you guys can kind of get what I'm talking about. But we like to live from the past and make decisions based on what we've seen or experiences, not what could be today or tomorrow. We complain about everything that's happening in the world and about other people and how they need to change, right? But what about ourselves? Do we look in the mirror and say, like, I take responsibility for everything that I can control in my own life, right? And thanks, Lisa. So, yeah, Philippians 3:14. But, it's like, do we actually take a look at our own lives and say, like, am I doing my best to promote positivity, to promote relationship, to promote love, to promote all this great stuff in the world? Or am I constantly complaining about how could needs to be better, or how people are this and that, or how my past should have been this and how it was so good, or how it's not so good right now? Like, what if we just always thought about the future and we always were future thinkers and not past thinkers, right? We act as if we don't know what's happening tomorrow. We don't know how this person's going to be tomorrow. We don't know if they're going to be around, so why hold a grudge against them, right? It's little stuff like that. And literally, I mean, if you get clear up to this point, like you start to realize how important like life actually is and how great it is and how amazing people are, and little things that you don't have to hold on to, like you can literally let go any given moment. It's like you release so much energy that you're holding on to, and people always wonder like, oh, why am I stuck? Why is this happening to me? Why am I not successful right now? Or why doesn't anyone like me? It's simple. It's kind of simple and it's kind of not. It's actually really difficult in our minds, right? But it's something so small and simple that we get to let go of. And it's it's tough. It's practice. It's difficult for sure. A couple other things I wrote down. Let's see. Is your outlook on life forward moving or backwards? Are you committed to the future or are you committed to the past? Live in the now and work on yourself for tomorrow. How short can we hold on to grudges and forgive? Right? Like, oh my gosh, this is so big for me. Like, I cannot tell you guys how right I love to be. How like every argument I want to win so bad. Like, I want to be the expert. I want to be the know-it-all, the preacher, the whatever you want to call it. But I always somehow, like to hold on to other things, and I'm like working on this so much right now. I'm like, how can I forgive people like instantaneously? Like, how can I snap my finger and literally be like, no, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Like everything in your day. This is so powerful because you can never hold on to anything that doesn't like serve love and the greater good of the world by just simply forgiving. Like, what does it do to hold on to a grudge? It, like, sometimes the person, he was explaining this, sometimes the other person that you're holding the grudge on is not even aware that it's happening. Like, they're having a great time, they're having a great life, they're sitting on a porch somewhere having coffee and enjoying the sunset or whatever, and you're over here like angry at life, angry at them on something that happened years ago, right? Like, and that's only affecting you right in the moment, right? Your energy is only affected, not the other person. So why do it? It's affecting you in a negative way. And yeah, give up being right. Who cares? So, and then let's see what else I put. We can intentionally go places or let life take us places because we are too worried about how we used to be or what has already been done. Dang, man, I took some good notes, yo. What is going to pull you forwards? You can talk about how you used to be or how good it was, or you can talk about how you will make the future even better. Are you a learner or an expert? That was big. That was a huge one. Like always really being open-minded to learn something from everybody, right? Because I think that we get so caught up in like having to be so good at everything, right? Like we become experts at whatever our field is in college. We go into a career and now we know it all in that career, and so we want to give advice to everybody about life and how to be successful. And I'm guilty of this. I've definitely done this. But what if we can always think as a learner, right? Like, what if we were the person that's always more quiet and listening to people and actually being the class, right? Being in the class. And he talked about like there's only one person, which is God. And we're all the students, we're all the classmates, which is a human race. And all we get to do is learn from each other, right? Learn from God, learn from each other. So I love that. That was super powerful. Learn something from everybody. The only thing holding you back is something you're holding on to from the past. Pretty damn true. You don't have to give up your trophies, but we can give up the attitude that needs the trophy. That was real, right? Like, how many times are we so excited about like our successes and what we've achieved, but our ego and our pride and our attitude about how we achieve that is like something that we have to hold on to and feel the need to like share that with people and like brag about our our accomplishments, when really it's like we get to just acknowledge other people and share whatever. But like, you don't need to hold on to that attitude to have that trophy. It's just having the trophy and then moving on to the next and moving on to what really matters, right? So what else did I write? Let it go. If you're really committed to the future like you say you are, let it go. And then he said, but how? And he's just like listening to God's love, just being there in the presence of everything, and really thinking about what actually matters. Freely forgive. Don't expect anything in return. Don't give to receive anything. Just give to give, forgive to forgive. We all work together to see the best in each other. And the real goal and prize in life is relationships. So, just having heard this message, honestly, was like, I've heard this many, many times, okay? I've heard stuff like this all the time, but hearing it tonight, sometimes you just need to be in a place where your brain and your openness is like really vulnerable, right? And you hear a message from somebody else. Sometimes it's not like your friend or your mentor, or your teacher or parents, but it's somebody that maybe you don't even know personally, and they talk about a message and you receive it differently because you're like, wow, I needed to hear that. Wow, I'm ready for this message. Wow, I actually can apply this to my life right now. And so that's why I'm sharing with this with you guys, because I'm just like, man, everybody needs this, like, for real, and it's just, it's so simple, yet we don't think about it every day. Like, we always think about what we did yesterday and what we did 5 years ago, and yada yada yada. But it's like, how can we move everything forward? Like, forward thinking 24/7. Okay, this happened, now what? Okay, cool, this happened. Okay, how am I gonna do that better next time? Okay, cool, this happened, how am I gonna forgive that person now? Right? It doesn't serve me. Like, literally every single thing like that you can actually let go of and then move forward, right? And it's so simple, yet we complicate everything, and we think that it's going to take years and years and years to do, when it's like your choice. Literally right now you have the choice to forgive every single person in your life if you want to, right? Like, it's not that hard. A few different things I wrote down as key points are, you need a community, and you need an environment of people that really support you, people that inspire you on a daily basis, people that push you to be better on a daily basis, people that are good influences in your life. Because I'll tell you, like, the only reason that I'm actually somewhat successful and I feel like I moved to LA and have so much more happiness now, is because I've found people in my life. I've seeked this out. Like, I seek people in my life, and I believe I attract them as well, that have similar goals, that have like-mindedness, that have excited future and goals in mind. Like, and if you're not around this energy and you're not around people that think this way, it's going to be really hard, because you're going to go back to your old ways, right? Like, you can hear this message, you can hear it a million times, but then life happens, and then you're faced right there and then, and you're like, holy crap, I'm pissed off, I'm holding a grudge, I'm not forgiving, I'm mad about the past, and it just happens over and over and over again, right? So I encourage you guys, be around people that are going to shape you, that are going to push you, that are going to stand in your face and tell you when you're acting a fool, when you really need a reality check, right? Like, you need friends like that. And I promise you, it's sometimes the most uncomfortable thing ever, but you got to have people that stand for you, right? Practice love on yourself and others. Part of this is really loving yourself enough so that you can never give anything else to anyone else, right? Like, of course, if you don't love yourself, then you're gonna pass hate and throw around negativity and stuff in the world. But if you love yourself enough, and you love your life enough, and you love the world enough, then what else are you gonna do? Like, there's nothing else to do, right? So practice love on yourself and others. Immerse yourself in high-level conversations. This kind of just goes back to community environment. If you're not constantly seeking higher learning and higher achievements for yourself and for your community and for your families and friends, then I would recommend that you actually, like, do some thinking about, like, what am I really here for? Like, am I really seeking my full potential? Am I really wanting to learn and do my best I can and be here, in this time that I have, to actually do what I'm supposed to do, like, fulfill my purpose. And if not, no problem. I wasn't always like, oh, this is my purpose and I'm so excited for my future. Like, it has to happen organically. You have to be searching for it, right? Move everything forward until it becomes something that empowers you, right? So literally, like, every single thing that happens in your life, I talked about this last night, but you can literally say why it happened so that it empowers you, right? Like, this happened for me. Like, if you think everything in your life happens for a reason, like a true reason, and you get something from it, then you're going to succeed. Like, there's no way you're ever going to feel bad or negative energy, because you're just like, okay, cool, that sucked, and this is what I learned, and this is why it happened, and now I'm better because of it, and now I'm stronger because of it. Like, all this stuff is actually happening for us, for our greater good, right? So we just got to believe that and empower each other. You are still alive for a reason, and you are breathing because the best is yet to come. And you have to know that it's truth. Like, you have to trust that your future is really what's the best to come. Like, today is great, and yesterday was great, and your past was great, and maybe it wasn't great, right? And maybe today sucks, and maybe tomorrow is going to suck in your mind. But what if tomorrow was the greatest day of your life? What if the next year everything changes for you? What if 2 years from now you literally, like, you can't recognize yourself because you've grown so much, and you succeeded so much, and you've met so many good people in your life. And that's honestly what happened to me when I moved out here to LA. I literally committed myself to reading more and going to personal development seminars and seeking people that